Greetings to the utmost. My name is B.E. Cousins. I go by the studio alias Aldwin399, and today I'm going to be sharing with you guys the secret, the formula itself. We're going to be talking about music theory, and I'm going to boil down my year's worth of study into the most concise and complete and thorough notes possible. So I hope that you guys enjoy this. More than imparting just the technical knowledge, I want to impart the passion, the love for music, and the possibilities with which it entails, the intangible, magical properties, the feelings and spaces that you can create with music, and the wealth that is the pool of knowledge of music theory. I hope that you guys enjoy. It's completely relative. It's not any one particular note. It's where you start from in comparison to where you're going that gives something its quality. Now, intervals are really important. You can have things that are the exact same intervals and the exact same quality of a different key signature. Now, I'll give you an example of this. Like in C major, which is all the natural keys, that's C major, and the relative minor of it is A minor. So I'm going to play with it in a minor key, like now this is a triad. It's a third between each note in the chord built. If you add the fourth major third, then you would have minor third actually, then you would have a seventh chord, because it's the entire interval of that chord is a seventh, ending up one note short of your 8-note octave. So that's triad, seventh chord. So I can play this progression in this pattern in this key signature, and then I can go up a half step to the triad then being in B flat. So it would then be a B flat minor key. And then if I went up here, then this would be D minor. And you can see it's the exact same intervals and quality, just in a different key signature. So the scales are 8 notes, and there's a formula. So the major scale is whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, half step. Whole step, half step, whole step, half step. Minor scale. Whole step, half step, half step, whole step, whole step. So that's the formula for the scales. Now, each one of those is a key signature. You could go up a half step from there and do those same intervals. Each major has a relative minor, like we had gone over. C major is A minor. It's the same keys, no sharps or flats. The white keys are called naturals. The black keys are the accidentals. So the sharps and flats, that is the symbol for flat, that is the symbol for sharp. So when you're setting up a staff paper, first you put your key signature, the time signature, and when you're doing your time signature, the top number is the number of beats per measure, and the bottom number is which note gets that beat, gets one beat. So here's whole note, half note, quarter note, eighth note, 16th note, 32nd note, and their respective rests. Now for treble clef, the acronym is FACE, so it's FACE, inside the lines. For bass clef, it's ACE-G, ACEG, inside the lines. So treble clef is actually G clef. It's circling G on the staff, and it's also shaped like a cursive letter G, whereas bass clef is D clef, and you can see how it's shaped like a D. So let's look at some of these scales, and let me give you some examples. So you already saw C major, but if you go up a half step, then what you have is B flat minor or D flat major instead of C major or A minor. You have D flat major or B flat minor. Now, augmented and diminished. The formula for diminished is whole step, half step, whole step, half step, whole step, half step, whole step. Whereas augmented is minor third, half step, minor third, half step, minor third. For example, augmented, minor third, half step, minor third, half step, minor third, half step. So essentially, you can use these formulas to decode each major, minor key, and so on. Now, the funky other keys also include such things as harmonic minor, which includes 3 half steps followed by a large spacing, close clusters of spacing. So this is one of the harmonic minor keys, sounding Egyptian or Arabian in nature. And then here's the other one. So that's most of the chords, key signatures. So again, for major, you basically just go up a half step and then as far as time and meter, while reading music, the time signature contains a top number and a bottom number. The top number is how many beats are in one measure. The bottom number is which note gets one beat. Now, odd time signatures literally have an odd top number, an odd number of beats per measure. One of the songs, I'm going to give you an example, is a song that I wrote called The Mistake. This song is in a 7/8 time signature. So an eighth note will get one beat in my sheet music. It will be divided into 7 different notes in one measure. So a 7/8 time signature will include 7 beats per measure. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 2. Now, other time exercises include the paradiddle, which mimics the syllables. Paradiddle, 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 paradiddle. Or the double paradiddle, which includes a triplet. What some of these scales look like using this piano's feature of the staff paper on it. C major, D flat major, D major, here's what the music would look like for my track The Mistake in A minor. So you can see we have the treble clef and the bass clef. The key signature is right here. It's the C natural, but I have emphasis on the fact that it's A minor. Time signature 7/8. 1/8 note pause at the beginning note, which is the first note, is played by the bass note, which is held out throughout the whole measure. And then this motion goes down a whole step. Each musical movement I'll play 2 times over. What this music looks like, this is what it'll sound like. So there it is slow. 1, 2,